Tantramar. Number 3, Seamus Lyon. Number 4, Carlos Hart. Number 1, Owen O'Neill. Number 10, Luke Swanson. And number 11, Chase Clayton. Starters for Leo Hayes High School. Number 3, Daniel Agnew.
That's the only thing that we have to say.
Number 8, David Morales.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Richard J. Curry Center on the campus of the beautiful University of New Brunswick in Fredericton as we get set for the 2019 Maritime Invitational Basketball Tournament, the largest high school basketball tournament in the Maritimes. And to kick things off here on 360 Live, powered by Bell Alliant, we have the Tantramar Regional High Titans of Sackville playing the Leo Hayes High Lions of Fredericton. It's Leo Hayes JV team, remember that, so JV versus a varsity program for the most part. Glad to bring you the pictures and the sounds here today. I'm Brad James, joined by Carolyn Pepin of Basketball New Brunswick, B&B's executive director, as we sit courtside and we get set for this matinee tilt. Carolyn, two teams that don't see each other a lot, obviously. Kind of a feeling out process early, do you think? Tantramar comes in as reigning Final 12 AA champions, knocking off Fredericton's Ecole St. Anne Castor last year at Harbour Station. The Titans returned 6 players from that championship run. Certainly do have some size. Seamus Lyon with the ball now, goes in, misses that bucket. He's the catalyst for Tantramar. We'll get into some rosters and coaches and all that fun stuff as the game moves on. Leo Hayes with possession now. Some size on this junior varsity team for the Lions. Leo Hayes varsity team is playing in this tournament as well, so the Northside Fredericton School well represented. In the capital city, that is a long 3-ball attempt from Sam Gallagher. Goes awry. Tantramar quickly. Good hands there by Gallagher just to get a piece of that, causes the turnover. And now a race for it. That's going to go out of bounds. And going to be Leo Hayes' ball. Not a bad pace to start, Carol. Tell me something about this. So you're used to playing in a high school gym. Now certainly some of the high school gymnasium in the province and wherever else they play are big, but this is a whole different ball game, isn't it, in terms of depth, perception, and everything in a place like the Richard J. Curry Center. Tantramar moves the ball and going in on the left wing, switching hands, unsuccessful in that bit was Luke Swanson. Leo Hayes on the transition. The Lions showing some quick transition here, just can't get it in the inside to work. Still looking for the game's first points. We're just under a minute in to this game at the Performance Center. Games being played all over the city and into Oromocto. It is a major tournament. We'll get into that a little bit. John Rice, of course, in charge of this tournament. And yesterday, just a disaster with the weather and everything, and that's every tournament's organizer's worst fear is weather, and that happened. And then there was a technical glitch with a hoop at Fredericton High as well. So John Rice is coaching in this tournament, and inside for the game's first bucket, that's Tantramar's Chase Clayton, grade 11 student with some serious size. But you know what it's like sometimes to organize a 4 and a 6-team tournament, let alone a massive one like this, and throw the weather wrench in. That can be pretty challenging. Perils of winter basketball in New Brunswick and the Maritimes, but the big thing is we are well underway here. Tantramar with a early 2-0 lead. We talked about Leo Hayes, made up of grade 9 and 10 players on the JV roster, holding its own here in the early going. And they'll have first foul as Ponton goes to the rim. He's going to get to the charity stripe. Veteran crew here: Adam Humphrey, Matt Whipple, the referees. I was making fun of them earlier in the game, Carolyn, earlier in the pregame, saying a couple of rookie officials here. Adam Humphrey has been around the block a few times, and Matt Whipple, one of the up-and-coming officials, that's for sure. Matt Whipple actually was a professional baseball umpire, spent a couple of times in the rookie circuit down south. Must be a sucker for punishment, an umpire in baseball, basketball official. It's true. Right? Basketball officials can be hard to find. It is a thankless task. It's something I would have zero interest in doing. They pay their dues. That's right. He's heavily involved in baseball as well. His son's now baseball. Nice pass inside, and Leo Hayes connects. Daniel Agnew, grade 10 student, spotted cutting to the rim. Cuts Leo Hayes' deficit to 3-2, and unable to cash in on that layup was Clayton. 7:16 to play here in the first quarter. Coming in, Brandon Gahan, grade 9 student for Leo Hayes. Head coach Jeff McMullen unable to be here for this contest for Leo Hayes. He'll be joining the squad later in the weekend. And Big Clayton takes a look, surveys the situation, gets it out the line. He's got a shot clock to contend with. He floats one off the rim, no good, but a good job grabbing that was Kelly Ayer. And Lyon gets the ball, and we have a shot clock violation, perhaps. No. And Adams having a talk now to Clayton DeRoche. Victoria Matthews, and it is a shot clock. Bill Gibson on the public address system lets us all know what's going on, just in case we're a little confused. And you do see some differences. You've got to pay attention to all of that. Do you prefer the shot clock reset? I do like that part of the game. Once you get into that flow and you know it's 14 seconds, you are going to take maybe a few more chances. There's a bid from outside. Well, that doesn't fall from the right hand of Eric Demore. And Tantramar moves it down. A long drive there by Lyon. He was part of that Final 12 championship squad last year. Grade 12 student. Will Hayes doesn't mind shooting it as they try to figure out depth. Then moving out is Gallagher. Takes a little spill. He's watched closely by Pontenardt. Running down in the turnover. Goes the other way. Moving in for the right-handed layup. Just a little bit too much juice off the glass. Kelly Ayer doesn't get it, and it remains 3-2, so both teams struggling offensively.
Checking into the game for Tantramar.
Getting some looks. Both teams are getting open looks and even inside looks. Just nothing happening in terms of offense. 3-2 Tantramar. 5:49 and counting here in the first quarter. Gallagher has it now on the wing. Looks inside. Nothing clicking there. That ball goes out of bounds for Leo Hayes. He is going to maintain possession. 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Battle for it, another turnover, pushing it up is Pontarn. Nice pass on to the right side, and there authoritatively knocking that in is Trevor Delente. Usually wears number 5 for Tantramar, wearing number 2. And there's a turnover, and there's a bucket, and this is where things can go to heck in a handbasket quickly if you don't protect the basketball. Seamus Lyon, but with the gift there, pushes Tantramar's lead to 7-2. Passing in the corner off the front of the rim. Leo Hayes can't get it. Holds on it. Bad scramble for the ball. Moving inside. Nice little scoop move by Agnew. That doesn't go. And Lyon has it now. A little bit of pressure, and that is going to be a foul. And that drives coaches nuts. The fouls like that about 79 feet from your own bucket. It's hard sometimes not to reach out, and just because the ball looks the size of a beach ball at times on a dribble, and you just want to reach in and grab it. Play defense with your feet, correct? Yeah. You always hear that. Well, can't have my hands behind my back either. Lyon takes a hit there from Agnew as those two battle, but he gets inside. And you get the call from the official Whipple. And a couple of number changes I should mention. Wearing number 1 is Owen O'Neill. Ethan Doherty wearing 5 for Tantramar, and Delente number 2.
To the line for Tantramar, number 3, Seamus Lyon.
We have a timeout on the floor, 7-2 for the Sackville Crew. powerhouse football program at Tantramar, of course, winning yet another NBIA championship this year. Football factory in the Marshlands. Just across the highway, of course, Tantramar and Mount Ellison University. And there is some Atlantic men's and women's basketball university left. Of course, the AUS is on its first break semester. You go like heck in November for about 24 days, but the last weekend for the ACAA is this weekend. Some big games here in Fredericton, as a matter of fact. Holland College coming in to play St. Thomas, so plenty of basketball fixes for you this weekend, wherever you are in New Brunswick, as in every weekend. And Carolyn is Executive Director of Basketball in New Brunswick. You know all about there's tournaments going from hither and yon as the season gets going. And this, as we get into December, that's when it really heats up, doesn't it, with all the holiday tournaments. Capital Hoops tournament is coming up, I believe, next weekend in Fredericton. That is a massive minor tournament as well, under 14, under 12, here in the Fredericton region. Ho, ho, ho. And the first one from Lions sinks, stretches the lead to 8-2. Tantramar starting to find its footing here, taking full advantage of some of the Leo Hayes turnovers to produce the offense. And Lyon goes 2 for 2, the senior for the Titans, dressed in their traditional red with blue and white trim. Leo Hayes, of course, blue and white, and the home whites in this one. The touchdown pass into DeMore. Kicks it out to Gallagher, long distance shot doesn't go, and Tantramar is going to gobble up the rebound. And make sure they get it into the hands of Pont and Arndt. Saw a little bit of daylight, going to pump fake a little bit and knocks that down. And stretches the lead to 11-2. Leo Hayes has to score here, Carolyn. You just don't want this thing to get away from you, and it can, and quickly, can it? Trying to get any type of daylight. Agnew to Gallagher, knocks that down. Sam Gallagher with a big bucket. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Leo Hayes. Trying to get the hometown faithful behind them as well. Tantramar can move in transition, but doesn't mind slowing the game down either. Plenty of look, no-look pass into Clayton off glass, and he scores. He can dominate inside. Chase Clayton, grade 11. Spending some time in the paint here today at both ends of the floor. Good hustle play. Clayton grabs that, pretty much palms the ball, gets him into the hands of Lyon. Little move, and he skips past Daniel Agnew, moves down. He's got a little bit of back pressure, but holds on to it. Moves in, can't score on that. The rebound is Clayton again. That's not going to go, but he's just simply winning the rebounds and the foul. Getting the points inside. Right now, Leo Hayes doesn't have the answers for Clayton. 15-4, 3:06 to go here. Clayton on the stripe. It's great experience too, Carolyn, for the players to get a chance to play in this. It's an outstanding facility. Not everybody gets a chance to play here. Home of the University of New Brunswick Reds, Atlantic University sport. And as we mentioned before, they're on a bit of a sabbatical, almost 6 weeks with exams and Christmas. That's right, absolutely. And the AUS is a mess this year, both men's and women's divisions. ACAA, for that matter, as well, which is the next step after the interscholastic level for many New Brunswick players, is kind of topsy-turvy, and that's what you want. Anytime you can go into a gym and see a good game, as opposed to any blowouts. But teams will make second-half adjustments. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Here's Tantramar on the rush. That pass inside goes right into the hands of Swanson, but he loses that. Steering away is Gallagher. And lead the rush. Scored Leo Hayes' last bucket, but Tantramar doing a good job keeping them outside. But that's going to be a foul on Swanson. And for those tuning in, thanks for joining us on 360 Live, powered by Bell Aligned here. Brad James and Carolyn Pepin. And Carolyn, former stalwart, Dalhousie University Tigers, 5 years there, 96 games you played, 3-point specialist. Do you miss the game? Oh, yeah. That's true. But do you miss the game in terms of the actual day-to-day of it? Yeah, I know you've done a lot, executive director of B&B, you've coached any number of things, but nothing really replaces playing, does it?
Lions basketball.
Do you get to see many AUS games now that you're mom to poppy, of course? Your time is a little bit busy. Future basketball player there. She's shooting threes yet? Of course you did. Nerf or a real one? 2:12 to go here in the first quarter. Tantramar leads 15-4. Titans, after a slow start, they picked up their game and going to the line again is line, and that's what happens too when you start to struggle like this. You'll start taking fouls. And Leo Hayes already with 5. Sackville, conversely, on the other hand, with just 1 team foul. And line in and out. Battle for it. Who's going to pull that up? It's going to be a jump ball. And there's Leo Hayes, Cartwright. And Tantramar's Ethan Allen couldn't make a decision on who was going to get that one, so Tantramar pulls back a little bit here now. And we're ready to roll. Potnarp checks back in. Same as Weinberg Fillmore. Leo Hayes going to go to its bench as well. And the next whistle, and stepping out of bounds was the Lions' Brandon Gahan, and that's going to allow some roster changes for Leo Hayes, looking for a little bit of an answer as it trails 16-4.
And number 7, Sean Hartley.
Winding down here, we're under 2 minutes now. We're remaining in the first quarter. Maritime Invitational Basketball Tournament. It is massive. Just from the outside, showing solid touch there was Ethan Allen, grade 11 student with the Titans. 18-4 now. That has been the difference, getting inside, whether it's off glass or whether it's those 3 to 6 foot bids are going in. Two teams that normally wouldn't see each other, but that's the beauty of tournament play. You get plenty of variety, and going off glass. Set of hands there by Weinberg Fillmore just into the game. And he cashes in. And he eyes down his numerical counterpart, Brandon Gahan, and inside just a little bit tough off the glass was Sawyer King. And it didn't connect, but the teams battle, and the Titans will gain possession with 73 seconds remaining. Carolyn and I will be back after this game, 2:30. Dartmouth High Spartans, Nova Scotia, and the Fredericton High Blackcats in a varsity game, and those two teams could play, I don't know, in Whitney Pier or Florenceville, and there'd be a great rivalry between that and a couple of programs that don't get to see each other a lot. But there's been a lot of battles, shall we say, between those two schools in the last couple of years, so hopefully we're in for a dandy on that one. That game scheduled for 2:30 here on 360 Live, again powered by Bell Alliant. With a little bit of an edge, I can almost guarantee that. It's just setting the stage for bigger viewership, of course. Spread the word. 2:30 here at the Curry Center. Long distance shot off the right side of the rim from Swanson, but Tantramar controlling just about every part of this game. There's a long look from Pontnart that doesn't flow. Leading the charge is Hartley, gets in, bangs that in. Coast to coast, sometimes you got to take things into your own hands. 20-6 now for Tantramar as we duck into the final seconds here. Tantramar can run out the clock. It's almost the same, driving. There's that little jumper. Leo Hayes will have a chance here. No, there's a turnover, which the Lions have been struggled with a little bit. Want to protect the ball here in the final few seconds, and that's exactly what Brandon Gahan did. So we are through 10 minutes here at the Richard J. Curry Center's Performance Center, 20-6. Tantramar, after a slow start, it was 3-2 forever for the Titans, and then they went on that run. What was the difference in that quarter, Carol?
I think as you just saw there on the final possession in the last couple that Sackville has had, Tantramar's had, they're certainly getting their second chance.
We'll see what adjustments are made in the huddle here. Just take a look at the schedule, and again, this tournament is just all over the place from Oromocto into Fredericton. Plenty of gyms being used. And as we talked about in the first quarter, the snow yesterday, there were 3 games scheduled for opening day. Snow will get in the way, snow and rain. Had that miserable snow and rain since the elements started. But John Rice again, who is also coaching here, he's coaching the JV Fredericton High Black Cats. So coaching, running the tournament, making sure the programs are ready, the broadcast. It's great that 360 Live, again powered by Bell Alliant, is here. It's just exposing the high school game to folks that can't make it, whether they're watching their sons, daughters, grandchildren, whatever the case may be. It's great that we're able to bring you the pictures here. Most of the games will have commentators when you and I are here back to back on a Friday afternoon. Not sure where else we'd rather be. You left Tyler Slip back at the BNB office under a deluge of work, I know that. Yeah. We'll call him about 2 o'clock to make sure he is doing his work. Hopefully after 4:30. We'll hold him to that. As we get set, and right smack dab directly in front of us, Sawyer King grabs the ball, getting ready to ignite the Leo Hayes offense. Gets it into the hands quickly of Gahan. Leo Hayes has been working that right side. There's no doubt about that. Tantramar has been doing a good job of keeping them outside, and the shot's just not falling. As Gahan clicks it, looking for it back at the top of the key. That goes off the foot. And right there is Chase Clayton to gobble up the loose ball. And connects it. Swanson inside. There's Clayton. Puts the head down, up. A little bit too much muscle milk there off the glass. And we're going to have a foul. That's going to go against Tantramar.
Tantramar foul number 1, Owen Neal.
High school is such an interesting 4-year period. You can be in grade 9 and be 6'1", 190 pounds. It's just such a discrepancy between some of the 9s and the 12s. Of course, in this tournament does have a mixed couple of JV teams, including the Leo Hayes entrant here. The varsity team coached by Dan Goggin, also in the tournament fray. As Leo Hayes winning the battles on the floor here early in the second quarter. Nice move to the rim. Not rewarded there was Metzler. Good job getting inside, though, through traffic. Tantramar goes the other way, and a little scoop lay in, and that connects by Trevor Delenti, the senior, for Tantramar. 22-6 now in favor of the Titans. Leo Hayes doesn't mind shooting it. Long distance shot there by Simmons doesn't go, but the Lions are going to get rewarded. And as you talked about, with that background, there's 28 rows of seats behind there, and you can really make an adjustment, or have to make an adjustment with that space. Sebastian Kelly-Ayer, Andrew Hess out of the lineup tonight, if not this afternoon for Tantramar. Everybody's in for Leo Hayes, including on the line, Sawyer King. Knocks that down. So Leo Hayes coming out a little more scrappier, Carolyn, here in the second quarter. I agree with what you were saying, just the intimidation factor. It's the Curry Center seats about 1,600. Obviously there aren't 1,600 here. There's quite a crowd in behind us, which is gathered, but just the nerves of A, a tournament, B, an unknown opponent, and C, playing in a neutral venue like this. But the Lions showing a little bit of spirit here, and Tantramar is going to have to battle for everything they get. Clayton moves in, but he misses wildly. Another battle inside, and after you start jumping the second and third time, you're usually going to be rewarded with a bucket or a foul or both.
Leo Hayes fouls on the 5 King. He's first of the quarter.
Owen O'Neill on the line now. Misses that first one. The Titans lead 22-7, 8:26 to go here in the second quarter. And that one counts. Substitutions coming in for the Lions. Coming on is Emery Kofelt. Aaron Clowater.
Number 12, Aaron Clowater.
Nice steal there by Lyon, back in the game. Remember, he's got some big game experience. Part of that tough Tantramar team last year that won a provincial title at Harbor Station. So playing at the Curry Center, no big deal for him. He steals again, moves in, and he gets fouled. Going to be rewarded for that. He's got some speed. Active hands as well. He does cause plenty of turnovers, so you have to have your head on the swivel when number 3 is around, because he'll pick your pocket. Bring it on. And that's the challenge you face too, and that's just a personal battle inside a team game. Lyon's good there, so 27-7 now is the stretch. As the Lions picking up the dribble out high, but Leo's got away with one there, but that's okay. And as Clowater moves it inside, but they're not getting away as Hartley that time on the travel, turnover, and Titan ball. And of course, again, JV team, grade 9. So you're talking right out of under 14 ball, and I don't care what anybody says. It is a stretch, whether you're playing JV at that level, that difference between playing against somebody in grade 7 to somebody in grade 10, or in the case of this game, somebody against grade 12. It's an adjustment, everything, mentally, physically, you name it. But having said that, a good challenge. Leo Hayes trying to get something going, just can't. Sometimes you want to overplay it. Tantramar's taking advantage of that, and a nice little take to the rim, but that doesn't fall from Swanson. Lyon trying to get it, grabs it, they're out of bounds. Pushes his man out, and then makes sure he has a handshake with Aaron Clowater. Some good sportsmanship there. Battle between the lines once the whistle goes. Everything's good. 27-7, 7:12 to go here in the second quarter. Maritime Invitational Basketball Tournament. Brad James and Carolyn Pepin here. It's the 360 Live, powered by Bella Lyon. And big block. Good job there by Connor Metzler. It's kind of a rugby match here, and you just kind of cringed at that one, but good job avoiding the traffic. Wesley O'Hay, Sean Hartley. Hofeld can't make that one go, and Lyon takes a whack. That's going to be a definite foul. And a little banged up or nicked up for his Kofeld, but he looks okay, jumps up. Don't make it easy going to the bucket, that's for sure. You may be losing by 20, but no more freebies.
Number 8, Thomas Allen. And number 4, Carlos Fontaine.
Plenty of Basketball New Brunswick stuff coming up as well, Carolyn. We've got a number of new programs, and already, even though we're in late November, the process starting at least in the boardrooms and everything for 2020 with the provincial team programs and all that offers. There's never a dull moment. Although Basketball New Brunswick age class teams, and we'll touch on something that's happening tomorrow night. It's going to be a big night for Basketball New Brunswick. We'll get to that after this next possession. No such thing as quiet time. And outside. As the shot clock starts to tick down, long distance bid there by Delenti doesn't work, but the Titans hold on to the ball. Lyon with some serious error, but that's going to go. Basketball New Brunswick tomorrow night. The Sport New Brunswick Banquet and Awards is scheduled for Fredericton tomorrow evening, and B&B certainly will be well represented in the categories. Team of the Year for the under-17 boys, Coach of the Year, Kyle Woodworth, and we have one other, Athlete of the Year with Norm Burry.
Also in the game for the Lions, number 4, Sam Gallagher.
Big night. It's great to see. Basketball New Brunswick was also a finalist for a City of St. John Tourism Award for its crazy popular Summerfest, which will happen again in July. So that's just a little bit of a different look, isn't it? To be nominated for a tourism award is certainly spectacular. And you've been instrumental with Summerfest. With what do you have, like about 1,050 teams every summer? That's what it seems like. And when you put that out in April or May or whatever it is, that you've got about 60 teams in a heartbeat, don't you? On the list. It's become just a major part of the summer. It's usually a couple of weeks just before the under-17 and under-15 national championships are held, so it's almost the last look for any provincial teams that are registered before they go to nationals. And B&B is coming off back-to-back boys and girls Canada Basketball Championships here at this very venue. Sparked last summer by the under-17 boys winning bronze, and this place was a nut house during that game. It was a Saturday afternoon game and just as much fun as you can have. And we'll see Norrenbury actually later on. He's a key part of that Fredericton High Blackcats game. 31-7, Tantramar leads here over Leo Hayes JV. Just under 5.5 minutes to go, and there's Lyon again with a steal. He's omnipresent. And a block there against the Sackville senior. He's ball hungry, and that's hard to teach.
Sawyer Kim checks in for Tantramar.
Good work by Agnew. And Lyon has it again. Ponton Arndt, he dishes on the side. Sackville doesn't mind shooting it from that range, and that's exactly what's going to happen with Carlos Ponton Arndt. He buries that. It's a tray ball, stretches the lead to 34-7. There's Leo Hayes and Gallagher. The zone, you can see where they're starting up high, not a whole lot inside. And that's where Lyon excels. There's a nice inside move. Long distance shot there as well. From Hartley doesn't go, and we're going to have a foul with 4:43 to go. That foul goes against Agnew, and coming down the other way to get back to the charity stripe are the Titans.
Shooting two for Tantramar, number 4, Carlos Ponton.
As a player too with the tournaments, Carolyn. No school in the afternoon. It's great. Play that 12:30 game. Yeah, got to get out for my pre-game meal at what, 10? Is that how it works? No, that's right. Breakfast. Yeah, exactly. Mental preparation, food preparation. Sackville, of course, about 2 hours from Fredericton. I'm sure the Titans made it here in plenty of time just to get a look at the venue. Exciting time for the players able to play on this court. Again, home Brent Baker and the UNB Reds.
Checking in for Leo Hayes, number 15, Evan Cartwright.
4.5 minutes to go here in the first half or second quarter, whichever you prefer. Tantramar having its way. Leo Hayes trying to adjust on the inside and able to make that fall was Doherty. But the Lions rewarded now, gaining possession.
Foul on Tantramar, number 5, Ethan Doherty. Team 4.
Daniel Agnew now. Crosses into Gallagher. Leo Hayes has had a little bit of success with that inside move. Some good work there by Morales. And he's going to go to the line.
Tantramar foul number 10, Luke Swanson.
It's there for just a second, isn't it? If you can connect, you're able to get in. Morales knocks that first one down. It can be taken away quickly as well, but if the right read is made, Leo Hayes has had some success getting in there. And Morales pumps both of those in. 36-9. For the Titans. Swanson now leaves it off and move towards the hoop is Allen, but he kicks it in. Nice return feed into the hands of Luke Swanson, and he buries that.
Number 10, Luke Swanson.
Leo Hayes now with the ball trailing 38-9. As Agnew has it. Kept to the outside. The Titans doing a good job of keeping Leo Hayes well away from the bucket. There's that play again that we saw. And from the corner coming up short is Demores. Good hustle by Gallagher. Keeps things going. Shot clock Down to 18, swing into the corner. We talked about Leo Hayes not minding shoot. Evan Cartwright up a little short there. See Evan in his driveway all the time. There's a basketball hoop there, and chances are, unless it's dark or storming, he's out there working on his game. It is Cartwright. And there's a giveaway on the inbounds, and stealing that is Pontinart, who has been omnipresent tonight. Can't make it go left. Good job by Geller to get the rebound and leads Leo Hayes fast break. Pushing up into traffic, going lefty. Demores, that doesn't fall. Battle for it. And the Titans go the other way, and Circus pass inside, doesn't fall. They're going to get rewarded for that. Is Luke Swanson having a good second quarter. 38-9 for Tantramar. 3:02 to go here in the second quarter.
Luke Swanson.
And two teams will work on something different as well. Tantramar clearly in control here, so you get a chance to work on some of the little things in game situation. Leo Hayes, its challenge is going to be just to try to make things work. Don't get intimidated, just keep battling. And we've seen flashes from the Lions, there's no doubt about that. Some gritty work ethic. And a little bit of a body work against David Morales there. And the foul called, that's one of the easier ones for the officials. Both teams in the bonus with 2:50 to go here in the second quarter. Brad James and Carolyn Pepin, 360 Live, powered by Bell Alliant. Glad you're tuning in wherever you may be. On your lunch break, going back to work, extended lunch break, whatever the case may be. Morales, since he's come into the game, has been to the free throw line twice now. He's 3 for 4. A little bit of body contact underneath. No harm, no foul, apparently. The Titans outside trying to get in. Swanson, they don't mind making that extra pass as well. That sails off the back rim. Big rebound, that's the thing. And you hear coaches box out, box out, box out. Travel there. It's true. You kind of see a couple of times teammates looking at each other, your guy or mine, and hands go up, palms go up. I missed that one. Watching Claude Julien, the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens, the other night, saying he was getting tired of hearing his players coming to the bench saying, "My bad, fix it." But the Titans certainly with plenty of experience. Again, 6 players returning from last year's provincial championship team against Leo Hayes' JV team. Good work inside by Demores, the grade 9 Lion, showing some good moves, some good footwork, and a good touch around the rim. 42-12 now for Tantramar, and Swanson moves in, left-handed. Grade 10 player makes that happen. Grade 10 with that skill level, interesting. Off the foot of Swanson. Leo Hayes is going to be okay. Down to 10 seconds on the shot clock, though. Tantramar a little more physical and just getting up literally off the floor and catching that pass was Agnew. Shot didn't reach its destination. It's nice, you take a spill, you get right up, and the ball's 2 inches from you, catch it and shoot it. And he stayed inbounds. No, sir. Adam Humphrey all over that one. Stepping out was Swanson. 74 seconds remain here in the first half. 44-12. Tantramar leads Leo Hayes, a game of JV program. Coming up next, varsity action here at the Curry Center's Performance Center. Dartmouth High Spartans out of Nova Scotia against the Fredericton High Blackcats. I see some of the Blackcats here now as Leo Hayes responds late with Demores having himself a good stretch. Tantramar unable to handle that, so the Lions with a little bit of late momentum, and you had said it would be a good thing to talk about at halftime, but at least at this point with 53 seconds and counting to go, Leo Hayes has some positives here late in the first half. It's moved by Gallagher. He's going to shoot it. Nope. He's under pressure, and there is a foul indeed by Pontinart.
Tantramar foul number 4, Carlos Pontinart. To the line,
Gallagher rewarded.
Number 4, Sam Gallagher.
On the charity stripe. knocks the first one down. Quentin DeRoche, assistant coach for Leo Hayes, former player with St. Thomas University Tommies. Giving some instruction here as Gallagher goes 2 for 2 from the line. Getting in traffic, getting rewarded. Ooh, a little bit of pressure there, but Swanson, nice pass inside. Tantramar can't convert there. Leo Hayes with 3 players all over it. Just in a fracas there was Thomas Allen. A little bit of a shot there as Allen gets mixed up. Players going for the ball.
Number 8, Thomas Allen.
Looks like Gallagher down on the floor as the aforementioned DeRoche steams out to make sure his player is okay. All this with 26 seconds to go here. We'll see if Sam Gallagher's okay. Looks like he may have just lost his breath a little bit there. It's a nice round of applause, and coming in his place is Brandon Gahan. Gallagher's going to go to the end of the bench. Hopefully he's okay.
Shooting the bonus for the Lions, number 6, Brandon Gahan.
And Gahan comes into the game and goes immediately to the free throw line. It's David Morales having a look into the stands here, you know, checking to see who's here. See if any 50-50 tickets are available. Why not, eh? You don't get... Gahan knocks that down. I hope so. As he sprints back to D now. Let's move inside, and pretty athletic. Carlos Pontenarn buries that, so Leo Hayes has a chance to end the half on a positive note. See if they can get a shot away, and there's a desperation bid by Eric DeMorris. Doesn't go in, so we are through 20 minutes here at the Maritime Invitational Basketball Tournament in Fredericton. Tantramar leads comfortably 46-18. It is a game now, Carolyn, where we talked about you go into the locker room or you go into halftime here. What do you tell your players if you're Leo Hayes?
Like I mentioned once already, I think talking about second chance points, second chance opportunities, tomorrow would be start. Defensive rebounds, offensive
Tantramar was slow to get things going, but once the train got moving out of the station, the Titans certainly took off, and that's evidenced by a 46-18 halftime lead. But we will be back for second half action here at the Curry Center. Look forward to calling the second half of action. Regional High Titans of Sackville in this Maritime Invitational Basketball Tournament. Thanks for joining us on 360 Live, powered by Bell Alliant. Leo Hayes showed flashes again, junior varsity team playing a little bit of shoving between the two floors. Remember, Gallagher took a pretty good shot there. He came out a little feisty there against Tantramar veteran Seamus Lyon. Keep an eye on those two battling. Gallagher not willing to back down. Good to see him back on the floor, though. He took a pretty good shot late, and inside we haven't seen a whole lot of Chase Clayton, Carolyn, after that big build-up by Tantramar, but he was certainly responsible for that surge late in the first quarter, wasn't he?
Leo Hayes, foul number 14, Eric DeMores.
Tantramar head coach Rob Lyon, opportunity to stretch his bench. Knocking that one down is Luke Swanson. Want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Great opportunity again to promote high school basketball in New Brunswick. Plenty of teams from all over the Maritimes here as this tournament just continues to build. Remember when John Rice started it, interesting, had a whole bunch of teams, and now a whole bunch has been added by a whole bunch more, for lack of a better description. Lyon now against Gallagher. Let's watch this lineup. Nice move, a little bit of a circus move. Too much jumping by Lyon. Still gets the ball, tries to dribble. Gallagher all over him, forces the turnover. And Gallagher in a battle now. Nobody hitting the floor, though, and that's what you have to do. And Leo Hayes, as we have a good rugby scrum going here. And there's the positivity you're looking for. It's bodies upon bodies all piled up on that car crash. Looks like the corner of Regent and Prospect around 5:02 on a Friday. Anybody that's ever driven in Fredericton at 5:02 on a Friday at the corner of Regent and Prospect knows exactly what I'm talking about. Hit the new roundabout, by the way, Carolyn? Exactly what to do this weekend. Hit the new roundabout. Nice look by Gallagher and kicked outside for Leo Hayes. Cartwright long distance, just goes off the front of the rim. And in a battle, Leo Hayes gets it. Trying to go off glass was Sawyer King. That's nullified. Lyon with head fake, moves in. Back pressure, good job there by the Lions. Daniel Agnew, he's been active this afternoon. 8:43 to go here in the third quarter. 48-21 for the Titans. Leo Hayes coming out with some jump. This pass inside Clayton. It was. Good look there by Carlos Pontenart. Doesn't have his jersey tucked in, though. Got to get that tucked in. You know me, being the jersey freak that I am. Outlet there. Gallagher stares down Lyon again, goes off glass this time, just makes one move, oh, and then throws it back at Gallagher. That's interesting. Gallagher had his hands up there saying, easy. We're going to keep an eye on these two. We got a little bit of a rivalry building here between two non-traditional meeting teams. As Lyon gets that and goes all the way in, off glass. 52-21 stretches that as we reach the 2-minute mark now here in the third quarter. Always fun to watch when the rivalries start, Carolyn. Just a little bit of animosity going, and that's okay. That's healthy. It's competition.
O'Neill on the fake and layup.
There can be times when you're sitting in the stands saying timeout now just to stop the run, because after Leo Hayes come out of the gate explosively, Tantramar has really stretched this one in. There's that play inside, and that's going to be a foul. And as Agnew comes up short, but goes to the line. Sometimes as a coach, I think you want to wait too. It's like, we're going to wait this out and let it go. But we were talking about this the other day. Momentum in basketball, there's not another sport like it. Football, you can't have that momentum because of play, whistle. Hockey, you can have stretches of it, up and down maybe. But basketball, that snowball can turn into an avalanche quickly. And the left-hander, Agnew, knocks that down. And coming in is Ethan Allen, grade 12 player, and out is Chase Clayton. Size replaces size. And Lyon, little head throw back there, but getting the foul is Agnew. 54-23, 7.5 minutes to go here. And there's the timeout by Leo Hayes. Full day of action if you're in Fredericton. Again, this tournament, or Oromocto for that matter. Host Oromocto High Blues are involved in this tournament as well. Started with a full bevy. Today is the first games that starting at 12:30 goes all the way through till about 10 o'clock, if not 10:30 tonight. Teams from Hants North, Canterbury, Leo Hayes, Pugwash, all over the map. at this event, and that's what makes it so much fun. You do come to a tournament, you don't want to see the same teams. For some of your more memorable tournaments, anything stick out when you were going through the system?
The Dairytown Classic in Sussex. That was always the one that we looked forward to going. I think it's in January now. It used to be in February.
Late January, early February. They have switched it around. That is certainly one. The Dairytown Classic, anybody that's been there, it's well done with the banquet. The teams are all staying in there, so you certainly have your fill. Of course, Sussex is a hotbed of basketball. Riverboat Classic, another good one. The Cotter Classic in Fredericton, and just so many tournaments that are fun to go watch. And I know a place like Harvey as well at the single A level, they have their tournaments out there, and that gymnasium is packed. Dave McMullen's taking $10 from every person he can see out there. Go to a summer tournament with David, and he's like, where's a $20 admission fee? Got to pay for that big bus they have. So we'll see David at some point this weekend. Basketball thumping in a gym. Chances are David's about 20 kilometers from it. Lyon in a battle now with Agnew. Tantramar controlled, trying to get it inside, looking for the give and go, and that's picked off. Leo Hayes doing a better job of anticipating that. Lyon just got his hand enough on that to cause a transition turnover, and O'Neill gets rewarded for that. 56-23, the Titans increasing their lead. Gallagher against Lyon, nice little spin move, loses the handle though, and that's going to lead to a breakaway for Lyon, who moves in, goes righty, and puts that in. So Seamus Lyon having his way with the younger Leos. Side, unable to handle that cleanly was Cartwright. Tries to dish it under to his teammate DeMoores, but that doesn't connect. 58-23, 6.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Gahan and Simmons into the game for the Leos. And as Lyon has it, looks behind him for some back pressure. Coming in there was Simmons. Lyon shakes that off, no look pass inside. That doesn't fall for Ethan Allen. Ball's out of bounds. Turnover, Leo Hayes. Teams starting to trickle in now for the next game. Fredericton High Black Cats. Majority of them are here. Dartmouth High Spartans coming in. Cartwright going baseline. Has he got a look? He does. Gets that back to Gahan. Into traffic. Tantramar clears that up. Lyon with some long distance work to Ponton Arndt. And he scores. That two backcourt tandem doing the job for Tantramar. And right now Leo Hayes just doesn't have enough to answer for them, do they, Kill? And losing his glasses there is Ethan Allen, always a dangerous player. Tough sport to play with the glasses if you don't have the goggles.
Number 7, Sean Hartley.
Especially when you're in the paint all the time and the whacking and hacking that goes on there. Trying to go coast to coast there was Carlos Pontenarnt. That doesn't work, out of bounds. But the Titans still recover and have that. 5:38 to go, 60-23. Tantramar leads. Brad Janes and Carolyn Pepin here at the Curry Center. Maritime Invitational Basketball Tournament. Thanks for joining us on 360 Live, powered by Bell Alliant. Alliant stretches it out, gets felled. Going to go to the line for that. 5:29 to go here in the third. He doesn't mind going through traffic, does he?
Shooting 2 for Tantramar, number 3, Seamus Lyon.
Smaller player, he getting inside that. Doesn't matter how big he's going.
Doesn't mind the physical play either. And that's an adjustment as well, we talked about in the first half with the junior varsity program here from Leo Hayes. It is a step up when you're battling against some 11s and 12s, but it's all part of the game. 2 buckets and a score clock. Well, look out, Carolyn. Almost coming right into the table there was Trevor Delonte on a hustle play. Didn't have your hands up. Got to protect yourself there.
I trusted he was going to stop himself.
Okay, I was bailing hard to the left on that one. 5:20 to go here in the third. 60-23 is the opened up lead for the Titans in red. Unable to make anything happen there. I'm going to get a jump ball, much to the chagrin of the Lions. Sean Hartley thought he was off to the races there. The ball's going to come the other way, and the Titans get it as soon as we get a 3-player substitution here for Tantramar. Under head coach Rob Lyon, Craig Patterson, Jonathan Swanson, his associate coaches. Also getting some help from Sebastian Callier and Andrew Hess, of course, who are out injured, unable to play. Always feel bad for the players that don't get a chance to play in tournaments when you see them watching their teammates warm up, especially in a facility like this. You'd like to play. Injuries a part of the game. As Leo Hayes goes to its bench as well. A couple of changes getting set to come in. Emery Kofelt. And it looks like Eric Demore, if not Aaron Clowater. 4:57 to go on the line for the Lions. Sean Hartley, grade 9 student. Gets his second bid. Pushes that a little bit. Pulling that down is Allen. Tantramar with its starters on the bench pretty much, except for Pontenard, who makes that pass, but Tantramar can't make the bucket fall. And then here come the Lions the other way, trying to force that pass inside. That doesn't work. Right idea by Luke Simmons. Just didn't connect, but off the fingertips of a Titan. Inbounding now is Clowater. Ignites the Leo Hayes offense. Clowater gets it back, takes a look, surveys the landscape. Not much happening. Leo Hayes kept to the outside, and that was something that hindered it in the first half. A lot of those passes were picked off, just like that one, but we're going to have a desperation shot here pretty soon, and off the foot of Tantramar's Pontenard. They did. A couple inches higher. That was a steal and a long breakaway. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Old inbounds play. That brought some rain. Clowater doesn't make that work. Didn't mind shooting it, no hesitation. Touchdown pass doesn't connect to Tantramar's Weinberg Fillmore. So Leo Hayes with 4:15 to play here in the third and trailing 62-23 as the offense. Leading the way is Gahan. Tries to find some room, throws it right into the hands of Tantramar's Swanson, who's had a pretty impressive game. He moves in, loses handle for a sec, regains it, banks it off the glass. Big bucket for that Tantramar player. And there's another pass inside, but snared again by Tantramar, which is making a living. Weinberg Fillmore, the latest to pick up the turnover.
I think Leo Hayes needs to start passing from 2 feet. Move in the air. It's making it way too easy for Tantramar to just jump in and steal the ball right now.
Yeah, once the Titans are reading that offense, it's just hurry up and wait. You're going to be rewarded with the turnover, and that's what happened. I think if Leo Hayes wants to get into a running game here as we get into the stretch run of the third quarter, Tantramar will take full advantage of that, which it has early, up 64-23. Titans keeping it to the outside now. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Good hustle play back there by Brandon Gahan. Causes the turnover. Good anticipation by Gahan there, and under complete duress was Luke Simmons, but he gets it away, gets it back now, but there's Lyon, and he's going to get tagged with the foul as Simmons takes a look over his left shoulder and says, hey, man, 3:25. Won't fill in the blanks after you say, hey, man. Let the imagination go for yourself. Inbounding now for the Lions, Clowater. That's done successfully. He gets it back. Doesn't. Yeah, it was. Wide open. Good hustle there by Leo Hayes. Keeping the ball going. Full shot clock. And there's that play inside. Just doesn't work. Tantramar is waiting for it. Taking advantage of it. Doherty can't make that fall. And the Lions move the other way with Clowater. Good job on Lyon. There's a wry smile for the Leo Hayes opponent. And a travel called against the Lions, Sean Hartley. So there has been a little bit of emotion in this game. 64-23 for Tantramar, but anytime you have contact, anytime you have scoreboard opening up, chances are it should be competitive. Officials doing a good job here, though, making sure the fouls are called. Lyon with a nice move inside, goes around 3, tries for the circus bucket, doesn't get it, but gets knocked down and helped up by Leo Hayes, Emery Kofeld. Again, plenty of action here in Fredericton and Oromocto Maritime Invitational Basketball Tournament. Games happening all the way through right until about 10 o'clock tonight. You can find it on social media. You can watch the games here on 360 Live, powered by Bell Alliant. Brad James and Carolyn Pepin here. I was going to say rinkside almost, but courtside. How about that? We've got a great spot here just across from the scorer's table, so you're able to hear, see, and feel the action. And Lyon with all kinds of pressure, and the back pressure goes off his left foot. And no, sir. It is, yes, it did indeed go off Lyon. And going to inbounds now is Clowater. If you want to follow it on social media as well, if you're into Twitter, at MIBTNB, at MIBTNB, we'll give you all the updates you need. Social media playing a prevalent role now in high school sports, which is great to see. So many opportunities now to watch, to read about, to hear about, or to follow your favorite team or player. Most of it in a positive manner as well. Coming into the game now for Leo Hayes, David Morales. Titans with 2:14 to go here in the third, up 65-23. So the winner of this game is not in doubt, just how it's going to end, but going to the line after getting there is Thomas Allen. That foul picked up by Emery Kofeld. Titans, surprisingly, despite being up, have 4 team fouls in this quarter. And the game has taken on some physical tones every once in a while. But Tantramar, remember, early in the game, seems like a long time ago now, struggled offensively, but have certainly found that stride. Keep an eye on the Titans as this tournament rolls along. Some pretty solid squads in the field. Leo Hayes and FHS JV teams, the only 2 JV teams in the field. Oh, and looking for a foul against him was Sean Hartley. He thought for sure that he had a foul there, and looked, nothing was coming, so he shot it. Didn't make the intended target, though. Every once in a while, you're going to get away with one.
Checking into the game for Tantramar, number 2, Trevor Delighty.
And Lyon with possession now. Chooses the right side. To pick up a screen. Gets that. Room, no look pass. And going to be a travel play. As Doherty thought he was going to have a path to the rim, didn't get it. So the Lions preventing that from happening. Morales now starts the offense, kicks over to Clowater. Got a bit of a lane off glass, that just doesn't fall. Fighting in hard for the rebound, Leo Hayes with Hartley. And rewarded, so the Lions getting some things done inside. You can see when their intensity level rises a bit, good things happen.
Exactly. Sometimes I find, too, when they make a substitution, even just one player coming on or off, it can just kind of spark them a little bit.
And that's always that balance of finding that spark, if you will. Somebody coming in can change the flow, change the momentum of a game. Usually it's the players that don't mind the scrappy physical style that can turn things around a little bit. Coming into the game now for the Lions, Sawyer King. Checking out Aaron Clowater. King, a grade 9 player. Going to be the first line of defense against the veteran Lion. Tantramar pushes inside and finishing outside, Thomas Allen with the bucket. 69-24, 65 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Lion gets away with one there. Good job by Morales. Kicks a long distance shot from King. Goes off the right side. Hustle play there, and that spark has been by Morales. Nice try inside. Doesn't work on that connection with Kofeld. And the other way, Weinberg Fillmore tried to hit his man, but On that turnover is Hartley. Doesn't work. Morales on the follow-up. Doesn't work. And Tantramar back for the rebound. Just doesn't fall. Some good job getting all the way back by Delente. Now this game has picked up pace. 32 seconds to go, and that's off the foot of the Tantramar point guard. And the Lions gain possession. Morales almost picked off there, but Leo survived that. King has it. Takes a look, tries to get to the left side, goes behind the back, kicks, nice pass inside as Hartley tries to make it fall. Some rim luck not working for Leo Hayes, Carolyn. King in, and that just falls off the back of the rim. Then a battle inside, all kinds of bodies on the paint. We're out. Somebody not getting up for Leo Hayes as the seconds come back here. Just a battle inside. And that's the Lion, Sean Hartley, getting help up from Tantramar's Thomas Allen. He's going to be okay, but goes to the bench a little worse the wear. But we're through 30 minutes here now, 69-24. As we see the Fredericton High Blackcats using that as a cue to head to the locker room and start getting ready. That's coming up next in this Maritime Invitational basketball tournament right here at the Curry Center at 2:30 start between the Blackcats and Dartmouth High. And as we talked about, off the hop anytime the Spartans and Blackcats get together. Usually pretty entertaining, Carolyn.
Yeah, it should be interesting. And I know even though this isn't necessarily FHS's home court, a large number of their players have played on this court many times before. They're going to have their own fans, so small advantage there. But then when you bring a team like Dartmouth in, there's definitely no free games.
The last time those two teams met, 107-93 win for Dartmouth in the final of the Dairytown Classic last year. Would have been around late January, early February, so obviously faces changed, players have departed. But two teams that can lock it up, and I would assume, and one never does want to assume, but I'm sure the scoreboard will be lit up a little bit in that contest.
Yeah, when you have high school games that are in the hundreds or the 90s, you know that it's going to be a fast-paced, high offensive output type of game.
A lot of eyes on some players with Fredericton High as well. Norm Burry, plenty of U Sports coaches and beyond looking at Burry's play. Of course, Malcolm Christie, a grade 11 student at FHS, on the top of many lists as well for 2020-21. Here we go, fourth quarter underway. Leo Hayes with the ball, trailing 69-24. Had a decent start, and watch the Titans really start rolling late in the first quarter. With the Lions game, the junior varsity team, the battle with the older, more experienced Titans. 6 players returning from that NBIAA Final 12 AA championship squad from last year. You can see some of that experience coming through. Good battle inside. Quinn Campbell out there battling for Leo Hayes, making his first court appearance here in the fourth quarter. Tantramar gains possession. And inside, back into the game is Chase Clayton. He's been a force inside and pretty tough for Leo Hayes to handle all of the game. Head coach Rob Lyon going to his bench as much as he can, and that's what you have to do as well. Let these kids get in and give them a shot. Carolyn, you agree with that?
Definitely, I think for both teams, when you're up big or you're down big, there's no reason not to use your bench. Let the kids experience these types of games.
That's always been the conversation at the junior varsity level as well. Some schools, it is about preparing them for the next level, and everybody gets in opportunity. It's always a debate around the round table. Obviously, if you're in a championship game or something, you may shorten your bench, but it's many players that from grade 9 to grade 11, some of these players can grow 5-6 inches. You never know. Morales has been a spark plug for Leo Hayes. Be interesting to follow a player like him who gives it all when he's out there.
Yeah, I mean, the Leo Hayes roster is mostly grade 9s. They only have 3 grade 10s on their roster, so a lot of these kids could be back next year, or even some of them moving up to varsity.
As Dan Goggin with the varsity Lions has a number of graduating players, so these players will be auditioning to play for head coach Goggin in the program next season. Next season when you're this age seems like about 17 years away, and that ball's going to come right into our wheelhouse there. I didn't have to play it. That's a good thing to show these hands. Yeah, hands of stone. Used to say hands of stone and head by Canada Cement. How about that? Always thought that was a little unfair. Oh, hitting the turf there is Trevor Delente in a collision with Campbell, who helps his adversary up, along with a little bit of help from Sawyer King. 7:14 and counting as the clock continues to roll. Not being stopped here, 71-24, the game not in any doubt. And Morales again, the spark plug for Leo Hayes. Interesting player for the Lions. He's certainly animated, fun to watch, full of life, full of energy. It's great to see. The diminutive Leo backcourt member. That shot goes awry from Campbell. And hustles back, and that's going to go out of bounds. And Leo Hayes on the turnover. 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. Well in control by Tantramar, which will move to 1-0 in the Maritime Invitational Basketball Tournament. Brad Janes and Carolyn Pepin, thanks again for joining us on 360 Live, powered by Bell Alliant. And there's another collision. I got a chance to play that one. Adam Humphrey acknowledges that. Nice pass. And that inbound doesn't work. Body's just tumbling everywhere here, Carolyn. Yeah, a little bit, a little excited. Moving in there was Owen O'Neill. He gets a little bit of support and encouragement from Josh Weinberg-Fillmore, the grade 10 student. And King leading the backcourt for Leo Hayes, as Daniel Agnew prepares to come back into the game, along with Sam Gallagher. And they're going to get that opportunity here very shortly. 5.5 minutes to go here. 71-24 for Tantramar. To Sackville, New Brunswick, home of Mount Elson University. Keeping that alive. Some good hustle. Gets into the hands eventually of Weinberg-Fillmore. Makes a nice move. Dishes down low and off glass for Owen O'Neill.
Owen O'Neill
Stretches the lead to 73-24. And there's a steal by O'Neill, and that's going to be a foul. Sometimes you give up the ball like that, and your first reaction is to take a whack at the player, and that's exactly what happened to Agnew. Third team foul against Leo Hayes. Tantramar with just one against them. Clayton picks up the loose change, makes a reverse move, kicks it to the outside as Tantramar gets set to go to its bench, and inside is the big man, Clayton. Glances it off glass and in, stretches the lead to 75-24. Gallagher. A little bit of a zig when he should have zagged with teammate Evan Cartwright there. That doesn't connect. And Tantramar will take over as the clock continues to run. That's the other thing when you're running a tournament of this size, the last thing you want to do is start falling behind. So if there is a mercy rule game being played, you can run the clock and save some valuable minutes. I didn't check the weather forecast. I assume everything's okay for the weekend. But once the teams are all here, that's the biggest things, if you get them here.
3 seconds, 2, 1.
Shot clock's going to go against Gallagher.
shot clock violation. Tantramar ball.
Hopefully John doesn't have any more rescheduling issues.
And I haven't heard if the hoop at Fredericton High has been fixed yet or not, but that's always something you worry about the weather, but it's things like mechanical issues that can really give you a shot. I know John was scrambling for an alternate gym yesterday, just in case.
Having dealt with a broken backboard in the tournament.
David Morales.
Morales with some hustle points there. Remember that well? It was at Summerfest a few years ago at St. John High School, I believe, during the warm-up, correct?
No, we were actually lucky. It was the fourth quarter of the 9 p.m. game.
Ah,
So
okay.
we got lucky at that. And then we were trying to find a new gym at 11 p.m. tonight for the 9 a.m. game this morning.
Wondering how many outdoor courts there are in St. John. Not enough. It wasn't me breaking any backboards, I can guarantee that. 2:40 to go, 75-26. Tantramar fully in control here, have been since about midway through of the first quarter. Doesn't fall, but off the glass on the follow-up is Ethan Allen. Lets that one count. Gallagher now methodically brings the ball up for Leo Hayes. Stutter step move against the defense of Trevor Delenti. And inside, nice job getting through traffic is Daniel Agnew. So there have been some bright spots for Leo Hayes. Yes, they are losing by a substantial amount and going the other way, but doesn't fall for Leo Hayes. But there have been some bright spots here for the Lions. Tough customers to play right off the hop. But you know going into this too, and there's that look again. Morales gets knocked over, but you're a JV team playing in a varsity-based tournament. You're going to take some licks. Leo Hayes has shown some good things, that's for sure. Just offensively, they've had some looks, just haven't fallen. And Tantramar has done a good job of making its buckets. A lot of players handling the offense for the Titans. The wealth has been spread, that's for sure. And able to make that count was Metzler. And going the other way with fair degree of speed. Moving in was Weinberg Fillmore, wards off Morales' defense. Stretches it to 79-28. We're coming up to a minute left in the fourth quarter. There's another steal. Going the other way is Delenti. Ooh, and that's a big hustle by Gallagher. All the way back, and that's what we were talking about. Down 79-28. Gallagher wasn't going to let that be an easy layup, Carolyn.
Nope, doesn't matter how much time is left on the score clock, what the score is. When you have players like that who are going to hustle right to the final buzzer.
You keep an eye on those players as well. You circle those numbers if you are watching, and there's that nice look inside. Morales can't make it count. Thing is, he is getting open. Pressure defense there by Agnew. And looking to fight through traffic. Does. Unsuccessful scoring is Swanson, who had a nice little run in the second quarter. Leo Hayes with one last offensive boost, but Gallagher looks over. See if they'll just run out the clock or try to score here. I bet is they're going to try to score, and why wouldn't you? But Cartwright, it's called on travel, so that's going to do it as the clock continues to run on the inbound. This one's going to finish 79-28. Fans applaud both teams. So game one in the books here, Carolyn, at the Richard J. Curry Center on the campus of the University of New Brunswick in Fredericton. 79-28 for Tantramar, the reigning AA Final 12 champions out of Sackville. Handle the JV Leo Hayes Lions. Showed some sparks, but just at the end of the day, just too many weapons for Tantramar.
Yep, the speed and the size eventually got to them, but it was a great learning opportunity for Leo Hayes. Not the start they probably wanted, but hopefully they can take what they learned today and the next game and the rest of the season.
We're looking forward to calling the next game as well on 360 Live, powered by Bell Alliant. Remember, it's a varsity game between the Dartmouth High Spartans and the Fredericton High Black Cats, two rivals, different provinces, but that doesn't mean anything. They don't get together a lot, but when they do, it's usually pretty entertaining, so we're looking forward to calling that one. For Carolyn Pepin, I'm Brad James. We'll be back on this very same BAT channel at 2:30. Thanks for joining us. Good afternoon from the Richard J. Curry Center.
The opposing coaches. Player of the game for Leo Hayes, number 3, Daniel Agnew. And the player of the game for the Tantramar Titans, number 11, Chase Clayton. The next game here on the performance court will be at 2:30. It will be a UND division game featuring the Dartmouth High Spartans and the hometown Fredericton High Black Cats.